Welcome back, everyone. My name is Hayes Justin, and today is Monday, April 28th, which means we get to talk about Pokemon trends and Pokemon slabs that we're seeing inside eBay's PSA vault. During this time, we'll be talking about their prices as well as their value estimated by collector. We'll be talking as well as their population, their gem rate, and whether if it's a good deal or PSA is trying to steal your money. So if you don't have any questions, we'll go ahead and get started. Starting off with the list, we got a 2019 Froakie from Sun and Moon. This card was released in Hidden Fates, so this shiny holo is currently priced at $35 within the vault. Now, collector has this card estimated at a value of $25. When we're talking about the overall population, there's a total of 2,300 copies, graded copies of this card up in the market. Whenever you break them down, for PSA 8 and below, there's around 70 copies, 70-ish. For a PSA 9, there's around 850 copies. And then around PSA 10, there's a little bit over 1,500 copies. If you have a gem mint copy of this card and you want to send it to get graded, you're looking around a 67% gem rate for it to be coming back as a 10. Now, is this a steal or a deal? Honestly, I would tell you that it's a deal, and let me tell you why. I checked for other listings. I checked for other listings out there, and they have the card going for around $39. If we're looking at the solds, the cards that are being sold, like that specific card being sold right now, is going for $35 to $49. So obviously, whenever you're buying this card, you're not really paying anything extra. If you buy it from the PSA vault, you know you're going to be getting it. You're going to be getting an authentic copy. It's not going to be fake, right? You can transfer it from ownership from the vault to yourself for $1, so you don't have to pay for the shipping fee. So overall, it's not a bad deal. I would say this is a great deal. Not a great deal, but this is a deal. Second card that we got the Evolution, a 2019 Frogadier from the same set. Now, this shiny holo is going for around $39, while collector has the value of it estimated for around $36. Whenever we're talking about the population, there's currently around 1,700 graded copies of this card out there in circulation. Breaking it down. So, 8 and below, there's around 60-something copies. For a PSA 9, you got around 450 copies. And for PSA 10, you got around 1,200 copies. If you have a gem mint card and you send it to get graded, there's a 70% chance that it might be coming back as a 10. Now, is this a deal or is PSA trying to steal your money, right? Honestly, I would still categorize this as a deal. Looking at other different listings from outside of PSA Vault, they're going for around $39. Being sold, same thing, you're looking being the latest sale around $30 to $39, so you can find it within that price. But once again, if you can transfer it from vault owner to vault owner, you're only paying $1, no shipping. If you're paying for the shipping, it's not horrible, but once again, you know you're going to be getting a real card. Card number 3 from 2019, now we have a Rowlet from Sun and Moon, and this is going to be from the same set, Hidden Fates. So this card is currently right now listed at $57, and collector has it valued at around $50. When we're looking at the population report, there's currently around 2,100 copies of this card graded out in circulation. For PSA 8 and below, you have around 130 copies. For a PSA 9, you got 761. And for PSA 10, there's around 1,219 copies out there in circulation. Now, if you have a gem mint copy and you want to go ahead and get it graded, there's around a 57% chance that it might come back as a 10. Now, is this a steal or a deal? Honestly, I would personally stay away from this card. This is a steal. The reason why, there is multiple listings outside of the PSA vault that you can take a risk on, going for around $30. And if you look at the last sold listings, same thing. It's going for around $30. So this $57 asking price is way too high, and the value the collector has at $50, it doesn't make sense when it's first going for cheaper. So I would recommend staying away from this card. Card number 4, we got a 2019 Dartrix from Sun and Moon. Yes, it's going to be the evolution. So we'll go ahead and start talking about this card. So PSA has it listed right now for $50. In collector price evaluation, $25. So that's already half. When we're talking about the population of this card, there's only around 1,380 copies out in circulation. For PSA 8 and below, there's 80. Whenever we're talking about PSA 9, there's around 450 copies out there. Now for PSA 10, there's around 850. You have a gem mint card and you want to go ahead and send it graded, well, there's a 61% chance that it might come back as a 10. Now, is this a steal or a deal? Well, honestly, it's a steal. I would stay away from this card. If you look at multiple listings, this card is going for around 28 to 30. So PSA Vault has it for $20 higher than what you can get it from somewhere else. Yes, you're taking a risk, but that's a $20 difference, all right? That's not including shipping. Now, if you're looking at the last sold listings, the card is selling for around $25. So you can absolutely get this card cheaper if you're looking for this card. For the last card that we got a 2019 Routes from Sun and Moon. Yes, another Hidden Fates card. So for PSA listing, it's going for around $49 and collector has this card evaluated at around $25. For the population report, where there's around 2,100 there's around 2,100 copies of this card graded out in circulation. Let's break it down by ratings, right? Or by grades. PSA 8 and below, you got around 120 cards. For a PSA 9, there's around 150. For PSA 10, there's around 1,100 copies of this card. If you have a card, a gem mint copy, and you send it yourself, you have a 54% of it coming back as a 10. Now, is this a steal or a deal? Once again, this is going to be a steal. I will stay away from it. I've looked at multiple listings, and this card is going for around $40 or less throughout other sellers. And if you're looking at the last sold for the month of April and March, this card was being sold for around $25 to $30. So you can definitely find this card cheaper outside the PSA Vault. Now, if you're seeing all these Sun and Moon cards coming out, I would recommend looking at multiple listings because it seems like a lot of collectors are starting to dump these cards out and they're going out in circulation. So be careful. Always check the listings prices. Check the price that collector gives you as an evaluation. Check the population, right? Just because it's a card that you haven't seen in a while doesn't make it a good deal. Don't try to jump at every single opportunity. Now, if you enjoy this kind of content, please drop a like, drop a comment. If you have any other questions, or if you just want to tell me about any of the cards that you picked up, go ahead and leave it in a comment. I'll go ahead and reply to any messages that I get. Aside from that, have a fantastic day. Until next time.